99.1 FM. But it's the third day of February 2023. Lots of things happening in the world of sports. Well, it seems that the rankings of Nigerians, it's not about to end as well. Someone Chukwueze has also joined the list for something. Some people might say, oh, well, it's nothing. But I think I feel good most times when I see Nigerians on lists like this. And yes, Andrea, you have joined Nottingham Forest until the end of this season. A very good one. And of course, Tenista has something to say. He's trying to say, well, you don't always have to tell lies, as he has pleaded guilty for a case. And of course, Gareth Bale is enjoying his time away playing golf. He is having the time of his life. Well, my name is Queen Elisa Lachi, and I'll be bringing you this alongside Chinato John. Good morning, Chinato.
Yeah, good morning, Queen.
I hope you have had a lovely night.
What's good?
I'm good. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool. Oh well, remember to join us on Facebook at facebook.com/realfmaba. You can send us a message on WhatsApp at 0901 0001991. Well, lots of things are happening in the world of sports. Lots of stories. Well, yesterday I actually, that we told you that the Bielsa actually had 3 points and 3 goals deducted from them. And this was prior to, well, the NFF actually educated club on the new CAF club licensing system and stadium regulations. So maybe that this could be the reason they say after everything I told you, you still went ahead to to do things.
Well,
Actually.
just like we actually always love doing here, we will start from athletics and go to the world stage before we come back to Nigeria. There's still some story in the basketball in Nigeria, and then some other things out there. But it seems 40 countries, according to the Polish sports minister, could boycott the games, and then that's because of the Olympic Committee's decision to maybe consideration of admitting Belarusian and Russian athletes into the sports. According to the comments of Kamil Botnisyuk, who is the sports minister of Poland, he said that actually he was commenting after Poland, Lithuania, Estonia, and Latvia jointly rejected an IOC's plan to allow Russian and Belarusians to compete in 2024. Ukraine, being the fifth country, has threatened to boycott the Olympics if that occurs. But in none of these things, according to IOC president, he said that, see, it's just an intended protective measure towards those athletes, and now insists they should not be discriminated against. And the US says, yes, suspending Russian and Belarusian sports governing bodies from international sports organization is also encouraging organizations to stop broadcasting. Actually, it said that it's good, it supports them, but also encourage them to stop broadcasting events into Russia and Belarusia. But another thing here is that the IOC has warned other countries that see threatening to boycott the Olympic Games is going against the fundamentals of the Olympic movement and the principles it stands for. And a boycott is a violation of the Olympic Charter, which obliges all NOCs to participate in the games of the Olympiad by sending athletes. As history has shown, previous boycotts did not achieve their political ends and served only to punish the athletes of the boycotting National Olympic Commissions. And one thing is here saying that if a neutral athlete is admitted, it will be absolutely clear that they are not representing
any country,
Russia or Belarus.
So
why punish the athletes
I don't
for
know.
something they're not
And
part
the point is, if most of these countries should boycott this event, it will be pointless at most.
And you also, when you boycott, okay, Belarusian and Russian athletes are admitted into the Olympics as neutral athletes.
They're not even flying the flags of their
they will
various
come in
countries.
together with a white flag, and they won't have anything
They're just
whatsoever,
competing
no
for
content,
themselves,
and then you're boycotting your own country people, your own
Repres-
athletes
representing your
are
own
not going
country
to be in that
because you
tournament.
want to protest.
At the end
Sometimes
of
I
the day,
don't
nothing come out.
nothing. I don't understand. It's not going to stop whatever that is happening to stop happening. I know, yes, this is solidarity.
Mm.
Yes, we understand. But some things are not just worth the whole stress because you can't go ahead and do things like that.
Well, let's go to tennis. Caroline Garcia came from a set behind to beat Alison Van Uytvanck and progressed to the quarterfinals of the Lyon Open yesterday. The French top seed looked to be in trouble as Belgian Van Uytvanck eased to the first set before Garcia found her feet back to overwhelm her. She lost the first set 2-6. Guess what? She came back and made sure you win only one game in this set. It was 6-love, 6-1 win after that, losing the first set 2-6 to Van Uytvanck. And then she will now face Jasmine Paolini in the last eight after she took just over an hour to dispose of Erika and Riva 6-2, 6-3. And second seed Zhang Shuai is also out through after falling to another Belgian in Marina Zanevska. 6-2, 6-love. It ended there. And fifth seed Anastasia Potapova will face Zanevska next after her 6-4, 4-6, 6-3 win over Clara Burel. While seventh seed Danka Kovinic is also through after beating Anna Bonda 4-6, 6-2, 6-3. In Asia, the Thailand Open top seed Bianca Andreescu, the Canadian, had the progress against Anastasia Zakharova, easing through to the quarterfinals 6-2, 7-5, and she will now face Marta Kostic next after the Ukrainian 50 defeated Nao Hibino 6-3, 7-6. And the 6th seed Tatiana Maria also progressed 6-love, 6-4 against Diana Yastremska, and neither did Astrid Hitawatsi, the British, as she fought hard to see off Hanna E 6-3, 5-7, 6-4. I feel somehow it's going to be the tournament of Bianca Andreescu in Thailand and that of Carolina Garcia there in France and Lyon.
Yeah, but then still on tennis. Well, Australian star Nick Kyrgios has admitted to assaulting an ex-girlfriend but avoided a criminal conviction. He admitted he pleaded guilty, but he avoided a criminal conviction. Well, he pleaded guilty in Canberra court after his lawyers failed to have the charge dismissed on mental health grounds. Well, he pushed his girlfriend, Chiara Passari, onto the pavement during a row in Canberra in 2022, and the magistrate called the incident a single act of stupidity or frustration when sparing him a criminal record. Well, agreed facts tendered to the court that Mr. Kyrgios pushed Miss Passara after she stopped his car from driving away while they were arguing in January 10, 2021, and she reported the incident to the police next month but did not make any formal complaint. And the couple reconciled and resumed the relationship. But after they broke up, she made a formal complaint in December 2021. And his lawyer argued actually that he has been trying to de-escalate the fight by calling an Uber and had repeatedly tried to lawfully move Miss Basari away from the car before the incident.
Oh, lawfully.
Lawfully. But he apologized the next day and showing his acceptance of the responsibility. But then a woman scorned. Very dangerous.
Well, hell knows no fury. Well, on the same, let's go to combat sports before we go to golf, where which it links us to football. But in combat sports, Joshua seems to be in talks with the Cameroonian champion Francis Ngannou, who wants to leave UFC, and then there's a prospect for the fight between Cameroonian Francis Ngannou and the British, yes, let's stop the Nigerian for now until he wins a belt, and British Anthony Joshua, and even the family should be dropped for now. Well, Ngannou is now the hottest prospect in the market after leaving the UFC, having failed to agree a contract extension, and Joshua's promoter wasted no time reaching out to the heavyweight star, who was forced to vacate his title. And the Mushroom Boxing chief Eddie Hearn is hoping Joshua beats Tyson Fury to the crossover super fight with Ngannou. According to him, he said, "We'll see what happens. For me, we would love to be involved in his career."
Well, let's see how that is going to be. But then before we go to
also in combat sports,
okay.
a rematch between Desanya and Alex Pereira for the UFC middleweight belt has been officially announced for April the 8th. But former champion Daniel Cormier has expressed his concerns about the timing of the bout. Desanya has been dominant in the middleweight division until Pereira's arrival. The two warriors faced off in a mixed martial arts match, which marked their first MMA encounter but the third overall, including their kickboxing battles. Despite now leading the match, entering the fifth round, Pereira knew not that only a finish could secure his victory, and that he got in the final round. Well, Komia is concerned that the Nigerian-born New Zealander may have accepted the match too soon.
Mm.
According to say two factors, why is it happening now, and for what reason is it happening? One, obviously, we all know that it will be at either the senior decision or discretion whether or not he would get a championship fight. From the moment he lost, I was saying and screaming from the rooftops, if anyone deserves an immediate rematch, it's Israel Adesanya because of what he has done in the middleweight division. And honestly, and what he had done to start his UFC and mixed martial arts career. He deserves a rematch. And honestly, for Alex Pereira, it would seem to be the best matchup for him in terms of a first title defense. But he thinks perhaps Adesanya is worried that if he waits too long, the Brazilian will fight someone else and lose before he gets the chance to face him in the octagon, saying he wants to get it done and get it
As
done quickly.
yeah, and maybe that how quickly he's going might actually be raising
Yeah.
concerns also for him. But let's see how it's going to be. Adesanya and yeah, then of course we have Anthony Joshua also, who has a rematch that a lot of people also have thoughts on. But it doesn't mean that you're right. Maybe they feel they are ready for them to actually go this far. But then before we go to golf, on basketball, well, Davis actually led players with 31 points, while LeBron James added 26 points as they saw the Lakers win. And of course, he actually hit the game-winning shot and also came up with a crucial block that actually ensured that they got this victory. Anthony Davis and LeBron James. I think these two people always turn up for their team. But then in the matches that happened this morning, it was the LA Lakers. Just 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, and that was kept them ahead of the Indiana Pacers as it was 112 to 111 points, and it was the Cavaliers and the Memphis Grizzlies. Actually, the Grizzlies losing to the Cavaliers at yes, at 128 to 113 points, and of because the New York Knicks also beaten the Miami Heat 106 points to 104 points. All of these are just close markings. Of course, the Chicago Bulls also beaten the Charlotte Hornets 114 points to 98 points, and the Mavericks and of course the New Orleans Pelicans actually losing to the Mavericks 111 points to 106 points, and of course it was the Golden State Warriors not fighting enough and losing to the Denver Nuggets 134 to 117 points, and it was the Milwaukee Bucks and the LA Clippers. Well, the other side of the LA could not do what their
And
other
it
side
was
did.
also 1 point.
Just 1 point, 106 to
But
105
I
points.
don't know if you noticed that the Nuggets of Denver, who are having a fantastic season, they had the highest, the
Yeah,
biggest win
yeah,
margin.
they did
Uh,
134 to 117 points.
17 points margin. The closest one also over the night that they had over the night was the one between the uh, 16 points, while Cavaliers had a 15-point victory over the Grizzlies. But talking about basketball in Nigeria, well, some good things here because the NBA has confirmed that yes, no matter, we are going to Rwanda. Well, that's because they actually has given the assurance that the Nigerian men's basketball team will participate in the final window of the FIBA Men's World Cup qualifier. Not in Rwanda, but in Luanda, Angola. It's record that reports show that the participation was actually hanging in the balance. But in the chat with the vice president of the MBBF, Mr. Babatunde Ogunade, he gave the assurance yesterday that all hands are on deck to secure the Tigers' participation. He also revealed in an exclusive interview that the Federation has sent a bill to the Sports Ministry, adding that it has been reviewed, but the Federation is waiting for the release of funds.
Okay.
According to him, the assurance that the Tigers will play this last window. And out of the 5 slots of the African countries, Cote d'Ivoire has picked the first ticket. Nigeria has 10 points, which put them in a tight corner to qualify. But the VP said that he hopes Nigeria getting the ticket is hinged on them winning all their matches during the final window and other results going their way.
So they have two things actually hindering them. They've not actually
Themselves
qualified,
and
yes, and
others.
other. And I still think they have a big problem because well, this is still
You
based on
could do your
you.
own.
You haven't
What
seen the
about
funds
mine?
yet. Yes, yeah, exactly. So there's still issues. So this, no matter the matter, I don't know. I
No, they'll
still
be
have.
going to the qualifiers. So
Uh,
whatever happens in the qualifiers may not be the own problem.
that's
But
what
they'll
I'm
be in
saying
the
exactly. So
qualifiers.
I'm still trying to say that there are forces still holding them back.
Forces.
Yes.
I like the sound of
Yeah,
that.
of course it's forces.
Maybe let's go to football. I still think Bill is very much football. So let's not talk about that. As it was today, we were expecting to see the young the Flying Eagles taking on Zambia by 4 p.m. in the main bowl of the MK Abiola Stadium in Abuja. But one thing, some good news is that the CAF has approved the MK Abiola Stadium and Gospel Abiola Stadium for the Super Eagles. Well ahead of the AFCON qualifiers, the CAF, this is the African governing body, has released the list of the approved stadium for the games. And then only 2 stadiums are approved in Nigeria. Yes,
Wow.
only 2 are approved in Nigeria. Nigeria, a country of about 200, the biggest black nation in the world, has
They have
only
two
CAF
stadiums.
approved stadiums.
Just two.
Not FIFA. CAF approved stadiums.
It's not like
And
two, like two
1-2.
scores. It's not like two scores. Like 1-2.
1-2. One in Abuja in the north and one in the south, and that's the Gospel Akpabio Stadium in Uyo. Out of 8 countries that will compete, 24. Half of the countries in Africa do not have approved stadium, which means they will have to play their home games on neutral ground. Egypt has the highest number of approved stadiums, 6, followed by Algeria and Morocco, who have 5 each. Well,
Maybe we are not too far
and
behind. What? I mean, we have two, and then the ones that we are looking up to have just 6
you're looking
and
up
5.
to Egypt, Morocco,
What do you want me
Nigeria.
to say now? I think I'm more developed now.
We
Can't we be more
We are the
truthful?
biggest
Oh, please.
economy,
Oh,
the
please.
biggest nation in Africa.
Oh, but then in the world of football, who is actually doing it better? It's the North Africans. So don't act like you're
Doing it better.
exactly.
Take away Salah, who is better than
I'm not
Osimhen.
talking about their players. I'm talking about how developed football is in their countries. Yeah, yes, that's what I mean by doing it
in their
better.
countries. He's not still in the world.
Oh, but we are talking about you
But
just want to
actually,
argue this morning.
Definitely, we saw them doing some good things because 2 of them, one from Egypt and one from Morocco, are in the FIFA Club World Cup, and action continues tomorrow. And guess what? Niger is going to have a game in the Chan tournament. In tournaments going down in Algeria.
Yeah.
One of the stadiums being approved is also being in use there in Nigeria. As to see fantastic things happening in that particular country, Niger up against Madagascar. Who would have thought it's going to be a third place game there? But let's start talking about the Super Eagles themselves. We saw Mourinho had to criticize Victor Osimhen.
Cement that he's a diver.
But the former coach of Victor Osimhen,
Has come out to say,
General, says, see,
don't do this.
don't mind him.
Don't talk
He's
that
a
talk.
bad belly. He's
Yes.
just feeling bad that he lost. You are not a diver.
And I also think that it's not like I'm no shades thrown with Mourinho. No, but Mourinho loves players like Osimhen. I think Mourinho is just envious. He wants this guy. Mourinho,
He said if he were to be in a big money club, he's going to buy Osimhen. Even with the diving issue, he said.
if he's out there sleeping at night, he just wake up and say, "Ah, God, if only I had Victor Osimhen, the things I would do with this boy." But it's not meant to be because Osimhen, Roma. Maybe that's why he wants to return to England and
Chelsea
and
and sign
target Osimhen. Exactly.
Well, according to Raw, he said Victor is learning a lot in Italy. He's becoming a great professional now. He's efficient. Napoli is efficient with him, and he is not a diver. And that I strongly believe.
And
he is not a diver.
And that's on period.
He's
Because
strong
after
player.
that last goal that I actually got the goal of the month for, a lot of people like, this ball hits my head, and I just fell down. And this guy pushed me. Osimhen is not a player that he will push and he will fall.
Yeah.
He
He
doesn't.
wants to fight for you,
Yeah.
fight with the ball, fight for everything, and then go in for it. But then let's actually leave some of these things and go to some African players who have moved, and that's the day. Are you?
Yeah, well, Andre, you actually moved to Nottingham Forest.
Good one for him.
Until the end of the season.
This same
actually.
guy who missed the penalty for Ghana.
Please don't. Can't you just forget things? Can't you just let bygones be bygones? Must you?
In Ghana, they don't forget. Why will I forget it here in Nigeria?
Wait, are you a Ghanaian?
Sometimes, if I want to be.
Well, according to the International Center for Sports Studies Football Observatory, Nigeria's international Samuel Chukwueze has been ranked 51st best attacking player in the world in terms of tackles. Yes, I love things like
We
this.
used to have Chidere Ejike, who was the best dribbler at some point in Europe.
But then,
Chidere Ejike. I feel all of these rankings, fantastic stuff, 51st in the world, and then all of these things. We need you to be efficient.
Please, can
Not
you?
just for
I
Villarreal,
want to. I want
but
to
also for
sell
the
it.
Super Eagles.
Please,
No,
do you want to blame
I
him?
said it's fine. It's fine. It's doing
Are
that, but
you
I
sure
want it
it's
to be
fine?
efficient as well. Match this rankings with the numbers, with efficiency. You score goals, you beat players. You become a hot target. Everyone looks up to you. Everyone wants to sign you, and then you command some big money like other players there.
All I've just deduced from these things you're saying is that you're so hard to please. But well, yesterday we saw matches, and of course, Real Madrid. I told you that I'll be watching the Los Blancos, but maybe I should have also seen the Juventus match. But of course, Real Madrid actually beat Valencia 2 goals to nothing, and yes, they have actually reduced that spot between Barcelona and Real
Well,
Madrid.
it's 5 points, and I think it's still a very long shot for
Really,
them. Yeah,
just
5 points is really long.
2 wins on the declared, and maybe
Two
two
wins.
losses on Barcelona
Wow.
side.
For a team that's considered just 7 goals all season, two
It
losses.
can happen. It
Wow.
can happen.
Wow.
It can happen.
Wow.
Yes, it can. It can.
Well, yesterday also we saw something outside football as a football player, a retired Welsh captain, a retired Real Madrid player, retired one of the 3 players to have scored in in 3 different
Club
Club
World
World
Cups.
Cup. Well, he was there in a 3-hole golf course, and then actually had a 3-hole golf course at home, and then he was there in the Pebble Beach Pro Amateur tournament there, and well, started in a strong position after round one of this PGA Tour debut, and then you saw him ending along his partner Joseph Bramlett is 7 under par 65 on the Spyglass Hill course. Well, the highlights of his round was a recovery shot off the path to save par on the second hole. Well, he said it's a great shot. I tried to place into the bank and hope for the best, as all amateur golfers would. It was nice to see it roll up nice and close. It finished off nicely as well. I can't really say much more. Well, a very good one for
I
him.
have
He
some.
actually has some other celebrities like Bill Murray, Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers, and an actor Justin Bateman, and the guy who did that I think Family Horse or what they call it, Ryan Macomo.
Uh, I actually have something.
Thrift Shop, actually, that's the title of the song.
I have something to chip in. I think Gareth Bale retired from football because of golf.
No, he didn't.
He
No,
did.
no, 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 no.
He has been
No,
playing
no,
golf
no,
since.
no, no,
Come
no, no,
on.
he didn't. He didn't. He didn't. He
Did
didn't.
he tell you that?
No, he didn't. He
Did
didn't
he
retire
tell
because of
you?
golf. No, he retired because he was done with football and wanted a new career. He wanted to enjoy his
We are
life.
both
No,
saying the same
no,
thing,
not
but
career.
on
He wanted to enjoy his
the
life.
no, we are saying the same, but on the you see, because he wanted a new
It's
career.
not professional. It's not a career.
But
He wanted a new challenge
he
in
want.
life, and it
Thank
wasn't
you.
golf.
And that wasn't golf. What was it? It was
Something
Toyota.
else. Something else.
Yeah, started.
Well, Chelsea is going to be in action tonight, but the coach of Chelsea, I saw a very caricature picture of him. He wouldn't like that. He wouldn't like that similarity that was run between him and a very popular late terrorist. I don't like that particular one. But all the same, he says some players will be disappointed
Yeah.
when they submit their Champions League squad following their £289 million January spending. And rumors are out there that Felix may not be in that list.
But do you think that would be true? I think instead of your Felix not to be on that list, they will drop Koulibaly.
Yeah,
Or even Raheem Sterling.
don't you think that it's better you look at going in with what you have?
But also,
And not what you don't
I also
have.
think that I think he admitted a couple of academy players into the Champions League list
Yeah.
where we have. So maybe he should extract those players.
No, you don't have to start them because you have the homegrown
Yeah,
homegrown
yeah,
list
actually,
that must be
yeah,
there.
that
I
must
think
be there.
Chelsea have almost everything filled. The loan capacity, the player capacity,
Everything.
everything is
I don't
almost
know.
filled, and they are
To the
still
brink.
signing players.
Then they say summer. No, they still have 2 more players that are
Well,
not even playing in the team.
And that's why Ziyech's failure to move to PSG might just be the problem, because they felt he was going to leave, and then they wouldn't have a problem
At
with the
all.
players.
Yeah.
But now one player will not make the Champions League
One
list.
player.
And it's better you go for a player that you know is going to be there for a long time than for someone who's going to be there for 6 months or maybe 5 months and then go back to his parents' club.
Please remove Loftus-Cheek.
Why? He is your player and he's actually there in that team. But
Remove Loftus-Cheek. I've told him what to do.
okay, well, I don't think he's going to listen to you because he knows what is best for the club.
Okay,
And
let's
then,
see.
for action today, Chelsea will be up against Fulham, and Chelsea fans are already itching to see their new club and their new players, and including they call him the Enzo Fernandez, the
Enzo Paracetamol.
It's an Enzo.
Enzo
It's
Paracetamol.
It's actually not everything you think, but all the same, a fantastic one for Chelsea. But they won't have yeah, Felix back yet.
Yeah.
This
Yes.
is his last game to miss, and then he'll be
Mm.
back.
Then he'll be
And
back.
then La Liga will see Atleti Bilbao maybe with Ander Herrera up against Cadiz, while by 8:30 Augsburg will be up against Bayer Leverkusen. And in the Asian tournament, we told you already, Niger will play in Madagascar also by 8 p.m. Fantastic things happening. And I really hope
Madagascar.
that
Who would have thought?
Niger, Madagascar.
Football is a beautiful. Don't write
See
anybody
small
off.
Niger now, and our neighbor, so
Okay, you're saying 6 months Niger, 6 months
see small
Madagascar,
Niger,
but
see
then some
ordinary
people are there
Madagascar.
aiming for the quarterfinals.
Yeah, you're actually going to do as much as you can. But for the gossip stories there,
Yeah, well, the gossip story is our Gabriel Martinelli has signed a new contract with Arsenal that keeps him at the club until the summer of 2027. Martinelli has actually relinquished his chances of winning the Champions League. Yes, and Newcastle have reportedly joined race to sign Jude Bellingham from Borussia Dortmund. Can you hear that?
when you have money, you can do anything.
And well, Fiorentina were left frustrated by Todd Boehly as Chelsea owner took it upon himself to sign Sofian Amrabat on loan transfer on deadline day. I got Todd last week.
And then you're finding all these things, and you don't even have enough spaces for them to play.
You still want to sign? What's all this? Pressure. Anyway, River Plate are set to receive almost 32 million euros following Enzo Fernandez's move from Benfica to Chelsea. Meanwhile, Chelsea's homegrown players fear the club will be forced to sell them to avoid financial fair play trouble
Good.
if the Blues miss out on Champions League qualification this season.
So they're thinking about it.
Of course, you have to be open to possibilities.
Wow,
And
fantastic.
Tottenham had a transfer deal almost done for Spanish forward Gerard Deulofeu, who is 28, before the Udinese player was ruled out for the rest of the season in January with a knee injury. Chai, village people. And the agent of Moses Caicedo has criticized Brighton for denying the Ecuador midfielder a move to Arsenal. I said the opportunity may not be repeated in life. Yeah, Bele. And well, English winger Jack Harrison is expected to sign an improved contract at Leeds United in the coming weeks.
Well, we go on Facebook where we'll have Ikechukwu Hanyere who's saying when will they never play their next match? That will be over the weekend.
Yeah, this will be the weekend.
Fantastic one. But I don't know how it's going to be there because that match was slated for Saturday and we know it's Academy Warriors and we know how they moved from, I think, Ibadan to Meduguri and Meduguri to Aba in 5 days. Expect them to do that in 5 days and play that game. I think that game might be coming on Sunday. But allegedly, is also here saying he can't wait to watch the game between the landlord and the tenants.
Yeah, of course.
That's a homophobic statement.
You
Chelsea
see,
will sue
but
you.
I actually
Let's know who is the
I
original
saw a
landlord.
post. I saw a post actually. Someone actually took his time and printed something and said that it was eviction notice from Fulham to Chelsea.
But I know one thing about Paramount, that's Potter selection. And Haji Henry is here saying you are doing great, keep the fire up. Thank you very much. And Maga Francis is the man who always tell you is watching you guys. Actually, he's doing so from Enugu State this morning. And he says, good morning. Thank God it's Friday. Likes of Chelsea, Everton and Leicester City are not really impressing this season. However, it's not yet over until it is over. Well, on WhatsApp, this one is coming from Iberenge, who says the statement in Imba should let their head coach go. Time is up unless they want to protest before they do the needful. As for tonight's game, he pity Fulham because they will get what they did to us the last time we met. He hopes Fernandez will start tonight.
No, he won't. I don't
We
think
have
the
to
work permit issues have been cleared. So
We
he
have
might.
to go. They've signed everyone they want to sign.
But yeah, but then the work permit issues for Enzo has not
You're
actually
just
been
signing.
cleared.
You're not thinking about using him. But we have to go now to come back in the evening by 6:30. Until then, stay in charge and have yourself a fantastic Friday. Good
Yes,
morning.
yes. Good morning. Of course, it's the weekend. Be safe out there.